everyone, and welcome to another episode of In the Corner with me, Khloe. I am so happy to have you here today for another amazing episode. Today, I will be talking about and showcasing a few of my favorite animated series that feature people of color. First up is Kipo in the Age of Wonder Beast, and you can watch it on Netflix. Here is a little description about the show from fandom.com. After spending her entire life living in an underground burrow, a young girl named Kipo is thrust into adventure on the surface of a fantastical post-apocalyptic Earth. She joins a ragtag group of survivors as they embark on a journey through a vibrant wonderland where everything is trying to kill them or is downright adorable. So, Kipo in the Age of Wonder Beast. It's such an amazing show. I've watched it myself. So I'm going to go into a little description about all the different characters on there, the three main characters actually. So first up, we have Kipo, and she is a curious, friendly, optimistic, confident, and pioneering girl. She is from a burrow, and so a lot of times that kind of makes her a target in this show. And so she kind of just doesn't know what's going on. So she's a burrow girl, so she's lived underground her whole life, and she's never been in the outside world. And so this whole new world is something new to her, and so she's kind of like just learning as she goes. So that's something that I really like about her, is because she's just kind of adapting as she goes along and realizing what's going on and everything. And then we have Benson, who is like most remaining human survivors. Benson is smart, resourceful, and cunning, and enough to outwit Wolf's Trap, another one of the characters. Different from Wolf, Benson is far more adaptable to change and willing to cooperate and befriend with others. Benson is also really cool. He has a really cool friend that is a mute as well, and mute are the pretty much creatures that were transformed during the apocalypse. Then there is Wolf, and she is very serious and intelligent with major trust issues stemming from early childhood trauma. She was mainly distrustful of mutes, especially mute wolves, because that was pretty much her family at the time. So pretty much Wolf has really been alone since she was about 5, and she's really learned to adapt, fight, and she is even strong enough to fight a adult human. So Wolf is very independent and is pretty much goes by the lone wolf type thing. And so that is Wolf for you. And the next show is The Deep, which is also shown on Netflix, and it's an animated series. And The Deep focuses on the Nekton family, who are adventurous underwater explorers and live in a state-of-the-art submarine named the Aronnax. The family consists of Antaeus and Fontaine, their parents Will and Keiko. They seek to unravel the mystery of ocean's depths. The family see Lemira, a lost city that they are trying to reclaim. With the help of Nereus, their guardian, they seek to pursue the riddle that will take them to Lemuria. So, a few of the characters are 15-year-old Fontaine Nekton, the eldest child of the Nekton family. Following in the footsteps of her mother and father, Fontaine is already a fantastic aquanaut. So Fontaine is the eldest sister. They have 2 kids. And then there is Will, who is the father. And he is pretty much a former Olympic swimmer. He was born on a boat, so he's really always been around water. Same thing with their mother, Keiko Nekton. Pretty much she's a submarine pilot and also a mechanic and marine biologist. Her parents have always kept her in the water. She's always been scuba diving, swimming, all of those things. So she has always loved the ocean. So that is the Nekton family. And finally, we have Craig of the Creek, which you can watch on Cartoon Network. Craig of the Creek follows a young boy, Craig, and his 2 friends, Kelsey and JP, as they go on adventures within a world of untamed, kid-dominated wilderness in the creek. So the creek is pretty much this place where a bunch of kids get to meet up and hang out, and they all have their own little different groups. And so Craig Williams is like the main protagonist of Craig of the Creek. He can be narrow-minded and impatient at times, but he's the leader of his group, so he kind of has to be there for everyone. And then there is J.P. Mercer, and he is a preteen boy in the middle school who hangs out with Craig and his best friend Kelsey. So JP is the optimistic, friendly, adventurous, and insightful, for better or for worse. He can be very imaginative as well as with his other friends, but they are able to really solve problems around the creek while also being imaginative while doing it. And lastly, there's Kelsey. She is a short 9-year-old girl who is also a part of Craig of the Creek. She is very passionate about heroism and literature. She also has a pet bird, Mortimer. Mortimer really cares deeply about her. He tries to protect her from what he sees as threats, which a lot of times could be a flower falling from a tree or an actual person coming running straight at her. But he really empathizes easily with her. And that is a few of my favorite animated series available on Netflix. So go check them out and let me know what you think. If you guys have any recommendations for me to watch, please be sure to drop them in the chat. Now let us move on to our Good Vibes segment. Today on our Good Vibes segment, we are featuring Adom Appiah. He is the founder of Ball for Good, which is a nonprofit 501c3 that he founded when he was 12 years old, with the intention to bring people together to raise money for various causes. Over the years, Adom and his team have raised $100,000. They have funded causes like children impacted by abuse, cancer, COVID-19, mental health, autism, and much more. Currently, Adom and his teams are running a GoFundMe campaign that you can support by clicking the link in the description. I just personally want to say to Adom and his team, thank you for being such a wonderful part of our community and exemplifying the change we desire to see in the world. All right, you guys ready for our next segment? This week, we are switching it up. Instead of Chloe's library, next up is Chloe's music library. First up on my music library list today is Crush Culture by Conan Gray. Conan Gray, all of his music always have the good, want to sing it out real loud feel to them. They also just like make me want to dance around. That's why I really like his music. Crush Culture is talking about how this guy just keeps on talking about how they kept on how everybody else that he's dating, and when he really only likes Conan Gray, pretty much. That's the whole point of the song. And it's a really great song just to sing out. I really like this song. Next song is Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. It just gives you those, it's not like a super loud and crazy song. It's kind of like on the chiller side. It's just nice to listen to and dance to, like the song before this one. I just like to listen to this song when I just want to groove out sometimes, and it just gives those like 70s, kind of like early 80s vibes. So that's why I really, really, really like this song. So make sure you go listen to it. I really love this one. And lastly is Ghost Duet by Louis Zong. So this song technically doesn't have lyrics, but it's a great song to listen to, especially when you're doing your schoolwork. That's what I do. And it's just singing. It's not even singing, it's whistling. So I love this song so much because it's just him whistling, and then there's a really nice like beat to it, and the nice just song in the back and the instruments, all of it it's just great to listen to. It's satisfying at the same time how good this song is. So I really like that song, and I recommend it to everyone. All of these songs, make sure you go listen to them, and if you have any recommendations for me as well, put them in the chat box below and leave comments. I love it when people do that. And as always, like I said, just participate in the chat, leave us your comments, and if you want to see more of what I'm doing, head over to @ChloeCares, and I will see you guys next week. Bye! Bye.